Comit Capital is one of the few South African prop firms out there in the world right now, but are South African prop firms as shady as rumors would suggest? Well, let's deep dive into Comit Capital and find out. My name is Ed Cat, you're watching Forex Insights SA, and we're going to go into a deep dive on Comit Capital and figure out if they're the next prop firm that you should invest with. Comit Capital is one of the few prop firms out there where you get to choose a broker that you want to trade with. They're partnered with two brokers at the moment, RCG Markets and Space Markets. And having those kind of options can be very valuable as a trader. You get to sort of pick what type of trade conditions that you want to trade with depending on the broker you end up choosing. Now, their profit share is a little bit lower than the industry standard. They start off at 75% and go up to 85%, which is about 5% lower than what is traditional out there right now. But to counter this, they seemingly offer same-day payouts. So you're able to request a payout any given day and get it paid out to you that day still. And having that kind of freedom in a prop firm can be really good and beneficial to a trader. Now, their challenges are the stock standard one-step and two-step challenge, the profit target of the two-step challenge being 10% in phase 1, and a massive 6% in phase 2, which is 1% higher than what is the industry standard right now. But still having the traditional 10% maximum drawdown and 5% daily drawdown that most prop firms end up going with. And something I'm a massive favor of is they allow you to hold your trades over weekends and during news events, and they also allow EAs to be used on your account. So from that point of view, their accounts seem pretty decent. Now, Comit Capital offers a variety of different account sizes going as little as $1,250 all the way up to $200,000. And if you're looking at it in the Rand's point of view, 25,000 Rand all the way up to 4 million Rand in funding. Now, this is the largest offering of any South African prop firm and matches what most prop firms' highest offerings tends to be. So a really great selection to suit every trader's price point. And a really cool feature that they have is they have a rescue account feature. So if you pay 50% of what your challenge cost, if you blow up in phase 2, you get to restart the process in phase 2 without having to start all the way in phase 1. That is a really cool and innovative feature that very few prop firms, if any, end up utilizing. Where Comit Capital seems to fall short, however, is with all the other aspects. Now, Comit Capital has a 40% consistency rule, meaning that no more than 40% of your funds or your profits can come from a single trading day. So if you're a trader who just happens to have a really good day on the markets, you're not going to get paid out if more than 40% of your total profits came from that one single day. And as we know, as traders, the way the market goes, those winning days are going to come eventually, and it is really hard to spread winning days consistently over the course of weeks and months. So not being able to withdraw your payouts because too much of your money was made on a single day can be a tough ask. Now, they used to have this across all of their accounts, but reduced this to their bigger accounts. But the fact that this rule exists at all is a little bit rough. This is one of those rules where you know it's 100% favoring the prop firm and not the traders. Now, when it comes to their trade conditions, there are a lot of negative reviews when it comes to their trade conditions. Complaints of a lot of slippage, their commissions being extraordinarily high, and just overall the trading conditions not being the greatest. There was one review that stated that even though technically the account should have been break even because of the number of trades that the person had executed, they were still massively down on commissions alone. Now, commissions are an everyday thing. It is not new to the prop firm space, but their commissions were extraordinarily high. Also, when you take their 40% consistency rule as a factor, the fact that they bolster that you can get same-day payouts also doesn't make too much sense, because if more than 40% of your profits came from a single day, then you can't actually get paid out, meaning you're going to have to continue to trade until that profit margin smooths out over a couple days. So a little bit of suggestive, decisive marketing there. Also, just on the payout side, there have been a number of denied payouts from Comit Capital. If you go through their reviews and you go through their Discord, a lot of people have received denied payouts, complaints of hidden rules, complaints of their consistency rule and the like, are a little bit on the higher side for my liking. So these are things that we need to pay attention to. So even though on a paper basis, Comit Capital doesn't look too bad in terms of their account selection, their pricing options are also really good. The proof of a prop firm's pudding comes into the trade conditions and how good they are with payouts. So with their 40% consistency rule on their bigger accounts, with the fact that a lot of people have complained about the trade conditions not being the greatest, suffering with lots of slippage and suffering with really high commissions, it seems like the overall experience at Comit Capital is not the greatest. So I'm going to give Comit Capital 2 bullish candles out of 5. Not a prop firm I would invest my money on, but if you want a really big account and you're cool playing the gamble of whether or not you're going to get a payout, they are an option. If you liked this review, go ahead and pop the like button down below and let us know what you would like us to review next. I've been Ed Cat, and we will see you in the next one.